We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank you.
Welcome back to These Unprecedented Gauge, your go-to podcast for all things queer, where we unpack the nuances of LGBTQ plus life in these unprecedented times. He looked at me, and I looked at him, and I looked at me, and then I was like, "Is there something on my face?" But he didn't get it. Like,
oh no!
You know, because
he needs to watch season 6.
But I'm like, why would you get it? Because like, actually, season 7
was she on 7?
Yeah, because that's the one with Miss Fame and
season 6 was Bob the
Max,
right?
And season 6 was Bianca Del Rio.
Season 6 was like cream of the crop, best season ever.
Season 6 is ABCD. So
Alaska,
Adore, Bianca,
Alaska Talks, right?
No, because Alaska Talks to season 5 because that's when Jinx won.
Oh my god,
he's a RuPaul Drag
Girl,
Race.
there's so much RuPaul right now where I have no idea what's happening because they had the winners one, but then there was like the world versus the world.
Well, there's okay, so they had Canada versus the world that just finished.
Okay,
season 2. And then they have Philippines out right now. Mexico just finished, and
there's Mexico.
Yeah, and then
wait, is Theresa May the judge?
I don't know.
Oh,
that's a good question.
Oh, she would have been Spain.
That is racist.
Yeah. I think she's Spain.
Okay,
yeah.
I knew she was. Listen, I knew she was on one of them because they take like oh god, who's the French one?
Nikki Doll.
She's a judge.
She's the host. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So she's a judge.
I think that is like reaching the ultimate when in your country
right.
you can be the host because that's probably a pretty good paycheck too. It's not like you're waiting to win anything.
Right. And it's consistent and then your contract just keeps getting renewed. Maybe they have a different contract.
Is the judge for
Mexico?
Oh.
I wonder nobody watches it.
Yeah, exactly. And then they have Global All Stars right now, which actually is really good.
Are you watching it?
We are watching it. And I actually like it because everybody speaks English, even if they're from like one of the non-English speaking countries. So I'm like, yay! But also, you do get to see this very wide, diverse amount of drag that people bring, and then some of the ones we just didn't see. So, like, we didn't really watch Italy. We didn't really watch.
I didn't
Mexico,
watch any of them.
The
Netherlands.
It's so,
stuff.
and I want to, but like it's so hard because I can't read the subtitles and watch at the same time because it's like I want to see what's happening, but I can't hear it because it's a different language. So I have to like watch, read, and like comprehend all at the same time. And I'm a slow reader, like a very slow reader. So it's a lot.
Well, you know what I am? I'm Paul.
Oh, and I'm Joe.
And we're These Unprecedented Gays.
You just snuck up around
you
me.
Like that, right?
You sneaky.
Yeah.
Oh my god, do you remember oh my god. Is it Mr. Jeeves? Do you remember that movie with Adam Sandler?
Oh, I thought you were gonna. I thought it was like
very sneaky. So.
Yeah, a sneaky, sneaky, and he had like a foot fetish. Did you remember? Okay, am I the only one that watched that movie?
No, obviously Nick did, but I'm like, but for me, I'm like, I thought you were gonna
Jeeves.
Ask Jeeves, and I'm like, the search engine.
Look, ask
Mr.
Jeeves.
Deeds.
Mr. Deeds. Look, ask Jeeves was the shit. What is
Well, it's
that?
because it was before Google.
Well, so Ask Jeeves was like Lycos before Ask Jeeves.
Yes.
Lycos?
Remember
Lycos
Lycos?
is named after the dog.
Yes.
I didn't know what Lycos was. I just remember Netscape.
On your Netscape browser, you would use Lycos.
And Internet Explorer was before that was before Internet Explorer. And then was Microsoft Encarta.
Oh my god,
Is that still around?
I don't think so. Like I
had a little nostalgia moment for whatever a couple days ago, and I forgot what it was, but I was just like, man, like, God, like, technology has really progressed.
It was sunset in 2009.
Oh, see,
so they don't offer support anymore.
They don't offer support for that anymore. If somebody calls up and goes, if they go, "What are you running?" and they're like, "Microsoft Encarta," the person on the other line is going to be like, "What was that?"
No, because I'm sorry, the Gen Z. The Gen Z kids are like
Alpha.
they weren't even born when Encarta was sunset.
Also, though, I feel like Encarta ends like the world before like the internet because That's like Barack Obama just became president. Financial crisis is happening 2008, 2009.
Yeah,
and then they're done.
The cusp of
it's the cusp of the rest of the world.
Right.
It's happening right when Encarta.
Well, then
conspiracy? Maybe.
Was Encarta the beginning of QAnon? Who knows?
Oh my god. I loved Encarta. When we got our first
it was a search engine, right?
Gateway 2000 computer.
Yeah. No, it was like an online encyclopedia.
We got it was a CD-ROM. It was never online accessible.
Online, but I mean a digital encyclopedia.
Yes.
So
it was fascinating.
It wasn't searching public sites. I can show you something very cool. It's
oh my god, is he gonna take his pants
map
off?
of the internet in like
I hope
1990.
Oh, really?
When the internet was
it first came out,
being mapped out, like all the different nodes of educational centers and the government that had like servers that are all connected together
all throughout the world.
Create the internet.
Oh, that's cool.
The World Wide Web.
It's a very small map.
Well, I mean, in 90, it was like only government and
porn.
No porn. So porn was coming through like in bitmap format. So
yeah,
Paul talks about this on other podcast episodes where you're watching it line by line go in.
Oh, I was there too. Like waiting, worried if your dad's gonna walk into you while you're watching the picture load,
or somebody's gonna pick up the phone and then it stops the download.
Yes.
Oh no!
Right at the underwear line.
Oh, that's when you have to go to JCPenney to get some real, some real software.
Such a memory.
So you would download.
You would hope that it was like whatever you wanted it to be. Yeah.
Oh my god! I didn't have that because I don't think I was
aware
of like pornographics.
In 96 bod.
That's back when you could have your AIM status too. Do you guys ever do that? Oh,
yeah. Your away status, and then you would have the door slamming when people signed off. I had like 7 friends on AIM. But my favorite was like the screen names. Like it was like, oh my god, there was Alexis, and she was Filipina, and her name was like Pine Chote. And it was just like the most random thing.
So you've been gay forever.
Yeah, basically is what he's telling you.
What?
You and your friends have always been gay.
No, this is a girl.
I know, but like,
but you were still gay.
You were, you were best friends with her.
No, she was a cool, popular one. And, like, I would just, like, try and chat people. But then I would go in the chat rooms. And that's where it was, like, dangerous.
Yeah. Like
but I would get so scared because I feel like I went in that. But I was like, I feel like people know I'm here. And I would make a different screen name to go into those. So no one could track me.
That's smart.
Very smart.
Not to go down this rabbit hole, but I was living in Wyoming when this happened. And I had some other friends that had my AOL name. And so they followed me into a gay chat room. I'm 14 years old.
Wait, how did they follow you?
There was a way you could see what chat room people were in. That was old school AOL.
Girl.
So they would follow me, and then at school, I remember them coming up and being like, "You were in the M4M chat room," and I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I chatted with you. Anyway,
I remember someone like messaged me, and they were like, "Oh yeah, like you should be a representative of GLAAD," and I was like, "The sandwich company," and they're like, "No, gay lesbian advancement or whatever," and I was like, "I'm not gay, I promise."
Is that the map, Andy?
The map to the internet, 1994.
The map to the internet.
It also looks like a subway map.
It does.
Yeah, it does.
Are you gonna take the L?
You take the 1 to the 805.
This is the world.
Again, life was much.
This is the World Wide Web. It's all the different nodes.
Oh my god!
All over the world.
A roadmap to the internet.
Where's the porn node? Okay,
it's all of them, all nodes.
And you know what?
This is probably worth something.
You know what I don't need a map for? To find out if she ate.
Okay,
but did she eat?
What on what? Yeah.
So you have did she eat?
I mean, I have one, but I feel like all of them right now are political.
Girl, they're all going to be political right now. It's just the state of the world and what we're dealing with.
So Oprah did a
town hall
live Instagram
hall.
That one, with Kamala Harris. And my did she eat is that Kamala Harris has since identified that she has a gun. But the thing that she said the other day was, Oprah was like, "Oh yeah, like you're a gun owner," and Kamala Harris was like, "Yeah, and if you knock on my door, I'm gonna shoot you." Like if you break in, I'm gonna shoot you. And she's like, "He, I shouldn't have said that." I was like, girl, that was so smart. Because you're going to get all the Republicans who
that
shoot
was
people.
absolutely a rehearsed response.
Oh, of course it was.
100%. These were softballs from Oprah, who has come out to support Kamala Harris.
Let's be real. They are trying to win an election.
Yes.
And doing everything they possibly can to make sure. Which is opposite of what they're, of what's happening with Donald Trump, because they can't control him because he is so emotional and just will go off on whatever he wants to talk about.
He's old and decrepit. But his remixes of they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. That does eat.
All of those loops that people.
Oh my god! And they have people who are doing the TikTok dances to it. It is so good.
I would add to but around the Oprah thing is that these are pretty obviously this is a supportive place for Kamala Harris, and so she answered this question and it wasn't really an answer.
Oh yeah.
And then Oprah was like, okay, so just to be clear, would you do this? And she's like, yes, I would do that. So it's thank you, Oprah, for bringing
answering
it back.
And I was Oprah for chief of
and
staff.
helping you to focus these questions.
Look, also, they rehearsed all of her answers for her and stuff like that. So every time you see Kamala, it is kind of the same answer for everything.
Yeah. But it's consistent.
I like consistency.
Right.
And I don't like when somebody asks you a question and you're like, you know what the problem is with that? Where we start with manufacturing jobs? Energy.
It's all the border.
And there's a giant faucet in Canada that they just have to turn, and it's a really big faucet, and they would get water here to California.
I'm guessing that's Donald Trump.
That's what he said, yes.
And the birds that die because of the wind turbines.
Yes.
They cut programming funding for the biggest pipeline, and then Russia built one.
I just can't. You're right. I will take a consistent, rehearsed, polished answer over.
And you know what? It's just I just want someone that isn't Donald Trump.
Go preach.
It is also there's no good or bad. If you're too consistent, they're going to say you're too consistent.
Yep.
If you're not consistent, they're going to say you keep changing your position. So you lose either way. Right?
Yeah, everyone is a critic. Yep. But I think with Kamala's messaging, it makes more sense because she has to cement all of this stuff. And yes, it's a little repetitive, but then it's repetitive and it sticks in your brain.
Okay, so my question about all of these kinds of things, like the Oprah Town Hall, is: does it ever get to the point where it is so celebrity and media focused that it's too much of a good thing, and now she's coming across like an actor and not like a real candidate? Because I think she really did a good job of becoming a real person, especially during the Democratic convention.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I think to a certain point, yes, but also, everyday people, no matter how much Fox News says that's, celebrities aren't, the public and they don't care about that stuff. It's actually they do.
Mm-hmm.
They look to these people for escape.
Love.
They look to people for entertainment. They look to these people because they're in these circles and they get access that we don't.
Yeah.
And so listening to what they have to say actually does make sense.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
So if they are backing someone, I'm like, okay, yeah, there you go.
I'm not against it. I don't think that it's hurting her right now. And in fact, if you look at what Trump does with Fox News, I mean, he calls Fox and Friends.
Yep.
It is a setup,
It is all softball.
Yeah.
But you think about the kind of people who are backing her. You've got people like George Clooney, whose wife is an activist.
Yeah.
For,
Amal?
Amal. And she's what is she, like a surgeon or something? And then
Is she really?
I think she does something, and then she's also a United Nations ambassador.
Okay. She's also stunning.
Yeah, she's also beautiful. But then you also have people like Chris Rock, who look, he may be a comedian, but he is amazing in what he does, and he's also very, very smart.
Right.
Well,
I know that everyone's like, oh, celebrity, the argument about celebrities are out of touch with the everyday person. And it's
she's a lawyer. I'm sorry. She's a
human rights
lawyer.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, saying, smart. She's smart.
Could have been a doctor.
I am not a lawyer or a doctor. I just play one on TV. But what I was going to say is the whole argument of they're out of touch with reality and the everyday person. It's but that's the running mate that Donald Trump is. He is a billionaire that's out of touch with an average American.
Right.
So the argument is invalid.
Right.
Which only was doubled down because of JD Vance calling out Taylor Swift for endorsing
Yeah.
Kamala. And then his answer was like, we don't need out of touch billionaires.
Right.
Celebrity billionaires, like they're out of touch. And it's like, you're absolutely right, JD Vance. And that's your running mate. You are attached to.
Well, it's also JD Vance,
like, that's Donald Trump.
It's also JD Vance, like, hello, Peter Thiel's protege that just got, like, you've had one boss in your whole life.
But okay, so like, but they want to say this kind of stuff, but then they card out somebody like Nicky Jam, who's a reggaeton artist, to a rally, and Donald Trump doesn't know who that is, and I think he thought it was Nicki Minaj.
Yes, I think he did.
Not Nicky Jam, because he was
so
like,
too.
she's a beautiful woman. Where is she? Where is Nicki at? And I literally think he thought it was Nicki Minaj.
I don't know who Nicky Jam is. But
Nicky Jam is a reggaeton star.
Yeah.
And I guess he's a pretty big one. I don't know him either. I'm not a huge reggaeton fan. You know, I think like mine is just Sean Paul. That's like my whole thing.
But again, like, okay, you disenfranchise 30 voters when you focus on reggaeton.
But it's also
they're stretching.
You're trying for the Latin vote, but then you disenfranchise them by disrespecting their artists.
I love it's on. They are unraveling, and it is so glorious to see.
So
I just hope it continues.
Oh, it will.
5 more weeks.
Listen, it will.
okay, so like, but she ate then.
Oh, she definitely.
I feel like anything Kamala does right now, she's eating.
Okay,
with all of the accoutrements.
She's got to watch her weight. She's eating so much.
Right, I know she's gonna have to.
Good, you know.
Ozempic
or Wegovy or Kilimanjaro.
We want her to keep eating.
Yeah. All right. So mine it's actually twofold. So first off, and they both involve Lady Gaga.
Oh.
So I think Lady Gaga did eat because
How do I not know
she
this?
just debunked the rumor that she was a hermaphrodite or that she had male genitalia. From when she first started, there was like this whole rumor
in like
about like
08.
yeah, that she had a male member and that she was a hermaphrodite and all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And so she never said anything about it the entire time. And because I think she addressed it in one and she's like, and?
Oh, really?
Yeah. She was like, what?
You know what? That's actually, I don't remember, because I remember it was a rumor and then nothing like ever came of it.
So she finally addressed it and she's like, why did I need to say something? Because there could have been somebody who was actually dealing with something like that, or they didn't feel comfortable in their own body and thought that they were somebody else, and they may have been thinking they may need a transition, so why would I shame them thinking that I had shame in who I was?
My fans don't care, and neither do I.
Correct. So
I love her.
And I'm like, she ate for that. Like, I love her. Now, the second thing is her dad, Joe Germanotti, just came out and endorsed Trump.
Oh, no.
Because
listen, you can't be responsible for what your parents do.
right, but every article that's come out is Lady Gaga's father, Lady Gaga's dad, Lady Gaga.
No.
So it's like, it's kind of like
Bad press.
and it's like, do we think that she has to? No, I feel like that he doesn't eat for that.
No.
He's like, I just really like his policies. I don't vote for a person. I vote for policy. And I'm
Okay.
like, shut up.
What
I will
policies?
smack you.
Listen, you are mooching off your daughter.
Yeah, we got concepts of plans. Okay, but like, does she have to now come out and say something?
Yes.
I hope she does.
Yes.
I hope she does too. I don't feel like anybody ever needs to, but like, I feel like I hope she does.
If you have someone in your family endorsing Trump, you absolutely need to dispel that myth.
My third part of the Gaga did she eat is that, was it recent that it was in the news at least, about a Facebook group.
Yes. So there was a Facebook
Yes.
group that was started in college. And it was like, Stephanie Germanotti would never be famous.
Yes.
And like all these people were in on it. And she never addressed it as, another thing she's never addressed.
it.
She's just clearly getting shit off her chest right now. she must have had a breakthrough moment in therapy.
Right? So she finally addressed it, was like,
She clearly is successful. Oh my God. Is the group taken down?
No,
it's still there.
Oh my
It's just
God.
crazy. Yeah, the fact that these people spent the time to be like, you will not make it.
Wow.
We're going to make a group about this on Facebook.
And then Lady Gaga's like, I'm a millionaire, girl. Fans adore me. You are not a little monster.
And I have a new movie coming out. So with Joaquin Phoenix.
The Joker.
Oh, yeah.
She's doing Joker.
Okay, I thought that already came out.
No.
They've been advertising that. That's just like Wicked. They've been advertising that for 14 years.
Yeah.
Like, when's the damn release?
You need release, don't you?
I need the release, like Lady Gaga's therapy session, because these fucking, like, why are they on the, like trailers after trailer? Like, Wicked has yet to come out, and it's been on a trailer for a year.
They are
There's a happy
edging
ending
you.
to that story.
Yeah, they are edging you like crazy, girl.
And I'm not even going to watch it.
Oh, it's good.
Wicked? Or...
He's playing with the
If you hear noise in the background, that's Baxter playing with our little spring door
on the
stoppers.
door. I was like, hey, I might be having a stroke. It's fine. I've lived a good life. I just released my... Right. Oh, my God.
So,
Mouth to mouth.
mouth to mouth
Resuscitation.
So what's giving you life, Joe?
I have to look up... Hold on, I have my notes.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with mine then.
do your life.
So what's giving me life right now is Moodang.
Is what?
Moodang.
What's that?
The little hippo.
new hippo that was born.
Where?
Pick me hippo. Oh my
In
god.
San Diego?
I'm so out of touch. I have no idea what you're talking. I'm with you, Joe.
I
I have
have-
no idea what you're talking about.
How do you spell it?
Moodang is like the moment. She is everything.
Girl, do you think I'm up to date with the moment?
She's the little baby hippo that's like everywhere right now. Like all she does is scream.
It's so cute. So wait, is Mudang you?
Yeah, Moodang is me. But it's
This
just
is my
so
favorite
cute.
video.
Like she's new and she's just born. She has a sister called Muwa or something like that. Who's
Where
more
was
curious.
she born?
Thailand?
Where is it?
I mean, she's cute.
She's cute. She is amazing.
Is it hippo? Oh.
She's
Thailand. Yeah.
in Thailand.
Okay.
So, but like people are just creating memes, and they're like, oh, I'm unbothered, moisturized,
Oh my
staying in my
God.
lane, kind of thing. And it's like it's funny because she there was a video of her and she's eating, and the trainer got on the live where she was eating and was tell everybody, she can't really eat because she doesn't have
right
teeth
there.
yet. But she mimics what her mom does, which is eating like that. And so it's so cute. She is amazing. She is an icon.
She was getting hit with water, and she just eventually was like, "Okay, I'm done." And she just like laid down, just like took it. She's like, "I'm done."
I have no idea what's going on.
Oh, but you have to watch the
So
videos of her.
cute.
She is amazing.
Oh my God. She is cute.
So that's what's giving me life.
Mine is not that fun, but the cold weather is what's giving me life.
I had one.
Because I love the gloom and the rain.
It's
and
been very overcast.
It's been
lately.
fall weather, which I am here for, but it's going to heat up again.
But it's not sweater.
Not yet.
Not yet. We're close.
It was.
They're edging us with the sweater weather.
Yeah, I believe they call this the shoulder season.
I think this is like you can put on a long sleeve, but make sure it's lightweight.
Oh, 100%.
And have a short sleeve to change out.
Yeah.
You need poly blend.
Right.
Or tri blend.
There's
Layers.
layers.
I have one if that's okay. to
Yeah.
interrupt.
Go right ahead,
So
Nick.
last night we went to
Oh, yeah, okay.
Ben Folds.
Oh,
And-
as in Menfolds 5?
All five
Yeah,
of them.
no,
but the
no,
five
no
weren't
five,
there.
just Ben Folds.
So -4.
-4.
Okay.
And so Ben Folds, like, he's had a life. He's had a lot of wives, and I think that he's on tour right now to like pay for some of these.
Now,
Yeah,
is he still doing the airplane thing?
Yes, so it's the airplane tour. So the first part of it is he gets to play whatever he wants, and then the second part is everybody throws an airplane on the stage, and he walks around and he'll pick it up. And it could be like super deep cuts, which was our show last night was super deep cuts. But the fact I'm just like so impressed with this musician that he can sit there and be like, oh yeah, this song. I've written 100 songs, but I can still play this from memory and sing it from memory.
Wow.
So did he do One Angry Dwarf and 200 Solemn Faces?
Yes, that was because that was actually on the that was one that he pulled up from.
I knew one song. I was
like,
like,
Brick?
no,
he played Brick.
the
was one that got played.
I knew the luckiest. That's the only song I knew.
So do you really think he's reading what's on those papers? Or opening up the paper
I do.
Going, oh, this is...
And the reason I do because my older brother, who is like a diehard. The only reason I'm a Ben Folds fan is because my older brother, and so he's like. When I was in Utah. We drove 5 hours to Boise to see Ben Folds.
Oh wow!
Do this concert the same way, and there was a different concert than as it was last night. So I genuinely believe he's like whatever he has the ability. If like it's not a song he wants to play, he drops it. He'll be like, "That's."
I mean, he can pick whatever the fuck he wants.
He can.
It's his show.
But I think that he's at least using what he's pulling up as like
the
guidance. But the part for me that was like you are actually a true musician is that in San Diego, because we were up in La Jolla near Mira Mesa, there is a military base,
right?
That is like famous for Top Gun, right? So it's a bunch of jets that fly around that area, and so they were flying really late, and so during the show. That there's a jet going, and I don't know if they told him because he seemed pretty like surprised that this was happening, and so he basically stops singing the song, and he just like starts trying to like mimic the sounds that are from the jet, and he's like up like just like in the strings of the piano and like pounding it, and then like we'll do a thing, and then like the jet leaves, and he was like. So anyway, I was singing you this song. So like, people like that have that level of talent are just really fun to watch.
That's so funny because I used to work up there, and we would call it a Miramar moment.
Yes,
everybody would pause a conference call so that the plane would go through.
And the question in the back of my mind is like, did the team know that this was a thing? Like, does the amphitheater need to tell the talent like,
or
hey,
just during sound check,
you've got to know
happen, right?
that these jets are coming? Because he didn't. He acted like he didn't know, but his response, rather than being like, "What the fuck," or like trying to play through it, was like, "I'm gonna just take a moment and then just like try to like manipulate the piano to kind of sound like what's happening right now." And it was really fun. He got a really big ovation, like applaud for it. But
that's cool.
It was that. So that was my like. That's my mouth to mouth is Ben Folds because
very cool.
I've been a fan of his for a really long time. I've seen him perform 5 or 6 times now.
Oh, wow. I was a fan back when it was 5 of them. So
he was a judge on a singing competition, sing off or something, right?
On the sing off, yes.
And he was so
that's
good
right,
as a judge.
Yeah.
Because he has his ear was so
his ear was really good for that kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, and he talked about he does one number of like, hey, during the pandemic, I was doing these like lyrical or like songwriting classes via Zoom, and like they would take newspaper clippings and then like make a song about the newspaper clipping. So like just that ability to like write a song. Like, he's so talented.
Yeah.
He's a little bit of an asshole, but like in the perfect way. Like,
and it was an interesting juxtaposition to the opener.
Yeah.
Who was, so my funny story about this opener is like, there's this opener, it's just like a very obscure kind of like, she was singing but like talking and playing the piano. And I'm like talking to Nick and I was like, her voice sounds really familiar. I was like, she sounds like the girl from Grace and Frankie. The daughter who, oh God, what is the 2 dads? It's the Saul's son, one of the adopted sons, not the like drug addict one who was in recovery, but the other one. And it's his wife. I was like, it sounds just like her. And I was like, let me pull her up and see or whatever. And I Googled the name and I was like, Lindsay Kraft. And that was her.
Oh.
I was like, oh, so it is her. It sounds just like her because it is her.
Right.
And I was like, oh, interesting.
Okay, I even have a mouth to mouth this week.
Yes, we are obsessed.
San Diego had their film out, film festival.
Oh, yeah.
LGBTQ film festival. I know Joe didn't come, but Nick, Paul, and I went to probably about 9 or 10 films over the course of Thursday through Sunday. If you can go see a film festival of anything, but like if you get an LGBT film festival in your area, go to it. It's really, really fun. We've gone now for probably 6 or 7 years, and and it's always amazing. But we saw some great films, including one that was just so cool about the time during COVID, which brought me back to when we first started this podcast, and it was just like really fond spirit of that, what that was like, and how we all got together periodically, and it was part of our roots to see that. So super fun.
I miss COVID days.
I mean, maybe not the zombie ones.
Yeah, not the zombie one. The zombie one's are.
Not every film is an academy.
Yeah, exactly. That's okay. So
there were some good ones.
There were some good ones. There were some really good ones. I thought there were some. The shorts were really great. So please, if you have a gay film festival in your town or coming close to your town, please go and support them and celebrate them and everything. Not everyone is going to be for you, then that's fine. But just go and check out.
We picked and chose which ones we would go to, and we aspired to see a few that we gave up because we were tired by the end of the day.
Yeah, you were not Nick. Nick did all of them. I was like,
he was not like Steve. Steve sat there.
Steve went to
for
all
of them. Like
Nick woke up in the
hours.
morning, and I was like, okay, this was like Thursday. I was like, I'll see you on Sunday, I guess.
It's like.
After 9:30.
Yeah.
I barely saw him for like the whole.
So at the end, we went to the final one, and it was really a good film. But when it was over, Paul and I were like, "Okay, we got to go." And we thought Nick had already left, but he texted us later. He's like, "Hey, we didn't get to talk about the film." I was like, "Yeah, we're out of here." I know. It's late. I felt very rude, but I thought he had left because he got up and sat in another seat after.
Yeah, that's true. I did.
So. But it was super fun and a great film lineup. And there's a lot of really cool things happening in gay filmmaking and LGBT filmmaking that's really worth your time and effort.
That's great.
Time and attention.
Get it visibility.
So how was your week, Joe?
We did the Ben Folds concert, which I knew one song. And then the only really kind of big thing, not even big thing, was, I got my flu and COVID shot.
Same.
It wrecked me.
Same.
I was feeling fine, and then I didn't sleep at all. And my watch, your watches, will tell you, hey, there's a change. It was you are, what the fuck is happening with you? And I was like, it's the COVID flu shot, girl. Chill. But it did me dirty. So whatever's around this time, it was not fun.
Yeah, because I got mine done, and then I was
both of them.
I got both of them at the same time.
Okay, yeah.
Got them on my the same arm, and then that night I woke up in the middle of the night, and when I had acid reflux or something and couldn't get rid of it.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I started throwing up.
Oh fuck!
And then I get back to bed and try to sleep, and I'm shaking.
Did you have the chills?
Yes.
I had the chills and was sweating, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" But I knew it was going to happen. It's part of it.
Same. I knew something was going to happen. It happens every single time. But then Andy's the next morning, he's like, "Well, why didn't you wake me up?" And I'm like, "What are you going to do?"
Right. Comfort you.
I was going to hold his hair while he
and he's I was like, it's you would have, he's I would have asked you if you had to go to the hospital, and I would have said no, and then you would
now
then why'd you wake me?
Right. Yeah.
It's what am I going to do?
And I was I felt so bad because I was I had to work obviously the next day, and I was I wish I would have taken a sick day because I actually needed it. I was my brain was not working.
Oh no, yeah. I drove myself to work. Because I was I was the one who had to be in Coronado at the time. And then I get there and I'm first of all, I was sitting in my car going, how did I get here? And I'm I can't do this. I can't. So I'm texting the girls hey, can somebody come cover me in Coronado? I gotta go home.
So damn. PSA announcement, don't do this before you have anything important.
Correct.
Maybe yes. On a Friday. So by the time
it clears up in a day.
Yeah. It clears up in a day. Because I came home, went to bed, slept for a couple of hours, and then I started feeling better later that day. But I was supposed to go to the opening night movie, and then I didn't go for the film festival, and they were talking shit about me.
Yeah, because you did it 2 years in a row.
Ew.
Oh.
I mean, it is a trend now.
Maybe, a trend of being protected and getting immunized to protect somebody.
But to your defense, you've now seen the movie from last year, so I hope.
Okay, so there you go.
that you get a chance to see that movie with Andy because it was.
Listen, that excuse is valid, Paul, because you are protecting yourself and others and doing your part.
I support you 100%.
Absolutely.
So I had a kind of quiet week until today.
Oh.
Because today we had a team building at work. And we went to the iBar in Coronado.
What's the iBar?
It is the bar in which in Top Gun and in Maverick, the bar that they go to.
On the base.
On the base. It's what it's based off of. So kind of like how Cheers in Boston is.
Oh, okay.
Like the Cheers bar
on
the TV show is based on Cheers in Boston. And it's like when you go there, it doesn't look anything like what you see on the screen. It's cute. It is very small.
And Cheers is very much like that. It has it looks like nothing on the inside, but it's the Bull and Finch, I think, is the name of the bar.
Yes.
On Beacon Hill in Boston. Right?
Yes. And it's a cute little bar, but it's like very small, and then it's like all outdoor spaces and everything. And I was like, I didn't see anyone who looked like Tom Cruise there.
Oh, no.
My God.
Except for like a little lesbian. I saw a little lesbian, and I'm like, oh, she looks cute. And so but it was cool to see because it is history, and it's very cool to see all the different beer steins in the bar and everything. And then we went bowling afterwards.
How did you get on base?
We
Maybe we shouldn't talk about that.
There's a parking lot right out in front of the base, so we parked there, and then anybody who had gate access, we got in their car and went in. So So it was fun.
So you have a few military folks
I have a few military folks who also, that's how I go to the naval exchange during Christmas times.
I love.
Oh my God, you are so lucky. I get the pamphlets. We whoever lived prior to us was a part of the Navy or whatever, and we'll get that. And I'm like, whoa, this is so cool. And I was like, oh, I'm not.
I got Joe's dad's Switch at the Next.
Oh, see,
they were sold out everywhere else, and I got.
And it was much more affordable.
It was,
Well, if you need to go to the Next, you let me know.
Okay, you hook me up.
We'll get you on base,
girl, because those things are affordable.
Yeah, we try to do one in the fall, right before Christmas. It's a good time.
Okay, maybe we should do
But not only that, but the one on Coronado is huge.
I love that one.
It's like
so much.
It's like the one on 33rd is that one is the one on 33rd is cool, but it's huge, but it's also spread out.
Yeah.
So there's one building specifically for clothing and everything, one specifically for electronics and food and stuff. But the one on Coronado base, it's like a super Target. So it's got the grocery store and the
fun stuff,
the clothing and electronics all in one spot, so you can do everything at one time. I love that.
I want this. I want to go. How do I get there?
We did the one on 33rd.
Correct. Yes. So yeah. So,
but what was the eventful part? Did you win at bowling?
I actually didn't bowl.
Why?
I was more like the cheerleader / archivist / photographer.
Do you not like to bowl?
He wanted to imitate the Grease 2 bowl tonight.
Yeah, nobody would do the score tonight with me from Grease 2, where we dance with the bowling balls.
Oh my God! Wait, do you not like bowling?
I do like bowling. I just wasn't in the mood.
Okay.
Plus, I was hungry, so I was eating my chili and cheese tater tots.
Okay, girl, bowling alley food is the best.
Oh, but wait a second. You just went to lunch.
No, we went to iBar doesn't have food. The only food they have is popcorn.
Ew.
So
I love
that is not a meal.
And I didn't even drink at the iBar. So I was like, okay.
So you needed sustenance.
I needed sustenance.
Wait, a corn dog or a chili dog?
Chili cheese tater tots.
Oh my God.
With macaroni cheese bites.
Oh my God.
And a cherry slushy.
Yes.
Very healthy.
Listen, no. Bowling, I'm telling you, bowling alley food, it just hits differently. I have such vivid memories of the Clayton Valley Bowl back in Northern California, and I would get the chicken tenders, and their ranch was the best ranch I've ever tasted.
You know why? It's the shoes.
It is. And it's whatever the smell, whatever
the smell
the
from the
lube.
shoes.
Yes. Oh my God. When they Lysol. I fucking love bowling. I love bowling. And then my thumb is too fat, so it always makes the pop sound on the little thingy. That's we should go bowling. I love bowling.
Okay, we can do that.
I love bowling because it's also a little bit of you can get out your aggression because you just throw the ball as fast as you can.
We went on a date to Bolero in Chula Vista.
Yeah. Oh my God. And there was a girl that kept trying to give you drinks.
Yeah.
Because we were next to a party because this was COVID days and you had to reserve a lane.
And
right.
Every other lane or
right.
something.
And there was a party next to us and they were like, we have too many drink tickets. And I was like, I don't drink. And then Nick was like, okay, fine. And they were giving us here's our leftover food and birthday cake. And I was like, I'm okay with this.
That's the best.
But no, I love bowling.
We will go bowling.
Oh my gosh, yes. Two Gays takes bowling.
Record an episode. It would be
Yeah.
fun in the background.
Actually, that would be fun.
It would be a strikeout.
But we had to be careful about posting on social media.
You're right,
Oh
Chrome.
my god.
You're
Awkward
right.
transition.
No, I like that. That was seamless.
You genuinely have to be.
You
worried
slid
about
it. No, the interweaving and the sprinkling of connectivity just worked.
Well, because it's our second episode in a series that we're
three-part
doing.
It's a
three-part series.
trilogy.
Oh my god, it isn't. It's a
Multi-part.
menage a trois.
The good, the bad, and the ugly. So to
Be
speak.
multi-episode.
A multi-episode, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, multi-episode arc.
We don't
Now
want
a
to end on
special
three.
Two Gays pod episode.
An after-school special.
The dangers of social media. Bobby was coming home.
Bobby's feeling feelings he's never felt before.
Oh my god.
So he went online and posted about them.
You know
like a
what? I
film
feel
we
like
saw
they
at the
actually
film
do
festival.
have something like that they probably show to kids. They have
Probably.
to.
They have to. In this day and age, probably. But like this episode is about like the consequences of posting to social media, whether they be, you being humiliated or losing your job or getting arrested. So like I have a couple that are just like kind of, I have quite a few ranging, but like the first couple ones I have are kind of just like very light. It's more just like ribbing and kind of like embarrassment, like secondhand embarrassment kind of thing. So like the first one I have is like Bow Wow, the rapper.
No.
When he like posted a picture.
Lil Bow Wow?
Lil Bow Wow, but now he's Bow Wow.
Oh god.
Because
Because he's not little anymore. But he posted a picture of himself with his legs fully out, saying, nothing like first class or something, like making it sound like he was flying first class. But somebody took a picture of him after he posted it, sitting in the exit row in economy.
Okay, I love some of mine are like exposed, but I have two arcs on mine, and it's like people that got fired and then crimes that were solved.
Okay.
Because like we're like social media, like how it exposes. And then another thing that I was thinking of was all of the like January 6th rioters that basically got found.
Right.
Because they
Yeah,
posted on social media. But like there were too many of them to like think of those stories. But like the thing I was thinking about was that you got to be careful, because if you don't record it, you may be recorded.
Right. Well, especially then.
Everything.
Like, how many people got arrested because they happened to be there and be captured on someone else's film?
Oh, and it's crazy too, because like you can go on Reddit and be like, hey, look at this picture I have. And they will find everyone.
Well, yeah, people were posting their videos, and then the FBI was taking those and breaking them down. And facial recognition, girl, the government got you. You know where you got that from? All those apps you were doing with like, what if I look like this? AI is going to change me into somebody else.
I
Change me
don't.
to a Disney princess.
Yeah, exactly.
I will never do the AI picture apps or the like then and now.
Oh yeah, the 10 years later challenge or something
Girl,
like that.
you don't need to know what I look like now.
I don't need you to know what I look like back then
You're
or
going
now.
right into Mike Pence's database.
What about
right
that? The app that's like if Andy and Paul were to have kids together.
Oh,
now. Or were they playing?
No,
What
because
did
they're
it
going to
look
gather
like?
your. I mean, all of your data is already sold because you allow apps to track.
100%.
you allow them to track you on other
Oh my god!
apps?
Why not?
Okay.
No, he wears it
I'm
as
boring.
I'm boring.
Watch where I'm going.
My life is not fun. So like,
But
just do whatever you want.
And that's where like the privacy whole thing swings to the opposite extreme. It's like, you know what? I'm not going to get worried about it because I'm just like everybody else. So who cares?
I
I
worry
have to say,
about
like,
it.
there's been a recent news article about like basically everybody's social security number has been leaked.
Right.
Oh yeah.
We're all on the dark web. I have another person that I know that like uses a software that alerts them to this, and they're like, somebody tried to use your social to sign up for AT&T. And I'm like, okay, cool. Guess what? Did they actually do it? No, because there's 300 how many million people in this
Right.
country? They're probably just like screening through that. So when yours got rejected, they just moved on. So
Right.
like,
the computer runs a simulation
Yes.
at like light speed.
Like-
so
But there's a chance the whole reason why there's a privacy protections right now is because if your identity is stolen, your life is fucked forever.
So the really funny thing about that was we were just watching this show on Apple TV where this machine would give you the future, and in order to do it, you had to give him your handprint and your social security number, and everybody watching it's going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why would you do that? That's just stupid.
Yep.
Because you're just giving identity theft. Basically.
I'm right there with you.
What's your mother's maiden name?
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of other light-hearted ones are.
Oh, I do have one light-hearted one. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So there was an influencer who was caught in her post by her neighbor after she posted holiday pictures of them in front of their neighbor's house. So she and her husband and their child went to their neighbor's house because she said she really liked the way it looked.
Oh, they wanted it as like a backdrop?
It was decorated.
It was decorated. It had a really cool driveway. The house was beautiful. So they took a picture and posted it and was like, oh, happy holidays, blah, 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 blah. And then her neighbor saw it and was like, oh, our house looks so good in your picture.
Oh my God, stop.
So, I thought that was hilarious. And then the last one I have is lighthearted is, it's like not lighthearted, but, Shay Mitchell from Pretty Little Liars. She's an actress. She did a sponsored ad with Biore. Is it Biore?
That's a
test strips
skincare.
and stuff? Yeah. So she was supposed to be doing a makeup remover.
Oh, I've seen this.
Girl. She did the makeup remover across her eye, but she didn't even touch her face.
She and it's like, girl.
People were calling her out like crazy.
Well, and so the beauty TikTok or whatever, there's another influencer, I forget her name, but she basically was hyping up a mascara or something, and it was you're wearing fake eyelashes. But you're advertising, and it's that's illegal from FTC
you can't
disclosure,
right? Mm-hmm. It's crazy, but these kind of things happen.
Yeah, I have a question about this for y'all. Do you think that because the idea of this influencer culture that's happening, that we see stuff online, and do you think that the younger generations are going to be able to be that's a lie?
No.
Or do you think that
actually, I do think
I actually think they will.
I think it's the older ones who fall for the stuff.
Yes.
And it's the younger ones who are the ones calling them out because it's girl, you didn't even touch your face. There's still makeup on your face, and that's not even the makeup that you're showing from the side that was supposed to be wiped. That's not even the makeup that you had on.
That's why I have hope for the younger generation, because I think that they have been so a part of this digital culture.
Right.
They are going to be much more not willing,
they're going to look at it with that filter.
Yes, they're going to be oh, I know exactly what you're doing, and that's a lie, or that's not right.
And they'll be able to pick out AI a lot better.
Yes,
they're
I
also
think
the
that's
ones
true.
who are looking at people's. These are people who have nothing better to do. And I'm sorry, I love the younger generation. You guys are amazing. The children are our future. But you have a lot of time on your hands, so you're looking at all these people's pictures and trying to figure out, did they Photoshop this? Because it's I will read stories and it's oh, so-and-so Photoshopped this, and you can tell because the waterline here is low. And I'm the fuck? Do you have time for that?
I think the biggest problem that I worry about with the next generation is body image kind of stuff.
Well, and that's it's their standard. And that's the thing is it's what people are seeing right now, they think this is the truth.
Who's
and actually,
what generation?
So Gen Z and Alpha, and I have data. So Gen Z is actually 3 times more likely to fall for internet scams than boomers.
Really?
By a Deloitte survey. So they do not have tech literacy because they know nothing other than tech. The world that they live in, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they can call out Photoshop, but they will pick up a Ticketmaster ticket and get their bank account information because Taylor Swift emailed them. They don't have the
common
wherewithal.
sense.
Correct. So and that's where it's it's so funny because they shit on millennials and on boomers, and it's girl, Taylor Swift didn't email you.
I will say this. I did have a boomer who got recently got scammed by a ticket place because they were trying to buy a ticket and it was like the thing was sold out, but they found some place that was actually selling a ticket and then they bought it and then realized it was a scam, so they lost their money. And I'm like,
was I the boomer?
No.
Because that
like,
actually
was I the boomer?
It's the boomer in this room.
I have to. I'm gonna admit something now.
Are you coming clean finally?
I'm clean.
Okay, good.
So
this is a safe space.
We went to Audra, right? And I was watching Audra on PBS, and I was like, I want to go to this show at this show in San Diego. So I bought tickets for everybody. But what I didn't realize is that I was buying tickets on a website. Like the website wasn't the website to buy it on.
Because you went to the first link that
So
you
I
Googled.
ended up spending maybe 3 or 4x cost to buy tickets for me and my friends to go to. You were there.
Oh my God, Nick!
The story ends okay, which is like I recognize what happened. I worked with my credit card to cancel it.
Okay.
And we got tickets throughout the right system. But in that moment, it's like, listen, I feel like I'm fairly internet literal, or
right.
I have literacy on the internet. But I was so excited to see Audra that I was just like, this seems a little high. Whatever. And I bought it. And then I was like, but the email I got was strange.
You came into the other room and because you were like, oh, I think I got scammed, and I was like, call your credit card company right now.
So
it happens to all of it. Me too.
I just had this happen on my trip to Miami just this week. So I had bought a rental car through Hotwire.
Okay.
Like one of the reputable sites.
Yeah.
You know? And so they tell me that the rental car, and it was really cheap, almost too good to be true, and I should have known.
Oh no.
But I get there and I waited an hour for the shuttle to take me to the off-property rental place. And when you go in, there's a person sitting at a desk, but he's like, you have to go into that room over there. And they send you into this room, and there's a virtual check-in where you're on video conference with somebody in India.
Okay.
And you have to put your driver's license down on the table, and they film it. And then you have to put your credit card, which right away I knew was wrong, but it was my work card, so I wasn't so upset. But they started this whole thing of all the add-ons you had to pay to get your car. The toll add-on was going to be X $50 a day, and then they were like, we need a copy of your insurance policy declarations to know that you have enough insurance. And I was like, I have plenty of insurance, no problem. And then I had to email them a copy of my declaration, which I did, and they reviewed it, and they're like, oh, well, you have your policy ends in 4 months, and we require at least a 6-month term. I was like, my insurance renews every 6 months, so I'll never have more than a 6 month.
Right.
Well, that's why you can't use that. I am here for 2 freaking days, and so they wanted me to pay for the insurance.
No.
And I was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm just gonna go back to the airport, and then 4 people came to the room after me, and I was like, this is a scam. Get out of here. Save yourself now.
It's trap.
It's crazy about the internet. It's people that are pretty intellectual.
It's easy to fall for it too.
It really is.
Using a service I've used multiple times with no problem. Yep. But now it's
see me. I don't when I go on pricing.
I don't
or something
trust
like that,
anything.
I don't choose we pick for you. We pick the supplier. Any of those. I'm like, no. I want budget.
Yep.
Ace.
Yep.
Or Hertz.
Yeah. Well,
a name I know.
Well, because they will get
I
you.
went to budget, and it was 100. Thank you, budget. You were awesome.
Or dollar or thrifty.
$8, as long as I know the name.
Yeah.
You know, these ones where it's sixth. And I'm like,
I rented from that.
Six is getting bigger and bigger now.
They are.
They're on-prem now.
Yeah, I know this is totally tangent, but Sixt was it kind of came up in 2018, 19 or whatever, and it was an off-brand thing, and same sort of thing. I did Kayak or Hotwire, and it was you're going through Sixt, and it was this doesn't seem real. But lo and behold, you go in and it's all orange.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's fine. Yeah.
So anyway. So now we'll get into ones where people have gotten arrested,
messed up their
or messed up their lives.
Okay, the only arrested ones I have was like the crime solvers, but they're not like.
Well, let's
crazy.
go with ones that people like either lost their jobs or ruined their lives for.
I have some fired, so go with those ones.
Okay, so my first one is this one is like one of the bigger ones that happened, and it was like back in like what is it 2016, 2017 or something like that, and it was this woman who was getting on a flight. Her name was Justine Sacco, and she was about to get on a flight, and she tweeted, "Going to Africa. Hope I don't get AIDS. Just kidding. I'm white."
Oh.
And so she did this and then turned her phone off. And so
like on Twitter, right?
Yes, on Twitter. And she was a communications director for the Internet Empire Interactive Corps.
So she had like a high...
Yeah, so she was high up there.
Oh my God.
For communications at that.
Oh.
So the funny thing is like she was leaving New York, heading to Africa. So there was like hours where she didn't have access to her phone. Oh, no. And as she's flying to Africa, a hashtag started trending, which is like, I guess, one of the times when hashtags just really started going off. And it was like, has Justine landed yet? And it was like, when she landed, she had numerous like emails. She checked her Twitter, and the hashtag started. It was like the number one trending thing on there, and she just did not she didn't realize it until she got into Africa and realized that she had lost her job.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
on the spot.
Whoa. She landed and lost her job.
Well, so that's where it's like HR. I feel like there's a thing with HR if like you're like. If you represent the company or like you misrepresent yourself or whatever, they have the right to fire you because of like whatever that is. I feel like it's an HR thing.
Well, but also you're an at-will employee, so if you do things even in your private life that are going to, potentially hurt their brand,
right? That's what it is.
They have a right to
jeopardize their image.
Mm-hmm. Well, and not only that, but like, listen. When she landed, she actually deleted the tweet and then she deleted her Twitter. But I'm like, you do realize that
has been done, girl.
Everything it can only be on there for like 10 minutes, and it's gonna live in infamy because somebody took a screenshot of it and has ran with it. So like that's another thing. Like you can't. You have to think about it. I know you think it's a joke, right? I know you think it's funny, but like,
well, if you look at all the people who were like Karens, who was the one that was after the guy that was in the park watching birds in New York, and then like, her life was ruined. She lost her job. She lost so much of her social
rightfully
status.
so.
Rightfully so.
Yeah, not that it wasn't justified.
Yeah.
At least from outside observers' perspectives, it was justified. But like. That's where something you didn't even put out there, but someone recorded, really ruined your life.
Oof. I have one from a teenager posting about her job when she was like about to start at a pizza place. So obviously not the same caliber as what you just said, but she posted on either like Facebook or Twitter, and it was like a bunch of thumbs down. It's like, ew, I start this fake ass job tomorrow. And so her friends found it funny, but the new boss didn't. And I'm like, how did the new boss know other than like maybe to do a little bit of research on your like new hire? And so she was fired before she could start. But like, again, similar sort of things. Like you have to be diligent and careful about what you post. Like I'm not promoting like all these things to say in your like inner circles, but like just don't be an asshole and like don't post anything online.
Well, and so I have an example, and this one is an example of you're allowed to post whatever you want. Like, you can do that. You can have whatever opinions you want. Just realize that though voicing them doesn't mean that everybody agrees with you, and that it's also not going to affect you because...
What you say can and will be held against you.
Correct. Especially in the case of Gina Carano, who was in the first season of The Mandalorian. She then... I
remember about her.
She had posted about a Republican in the early 2021. She posted a tweet about how being a Republican is the same as being a Jew during the Holocaust. And then fans then started digging up other posts from her, and like there was posted how there was like voter fraud in 2020, and how she denounced wearing face masks. So her contract was coming up with Lucasfilm, and they decided not to renew her contract due to like their standards and regulations about how you're supposed to act and things like that, and it didn't meet their standards. So she got canned. She's now fighting it in court, which I'm like, good for you.
Musk is like funding her lawsuit.
And then she tried to like make films with like one of the right wing media groups or something. I think it's like, what's his name?
Victory
media. Something or other. and like, but the funny thing is, it's like, her character on The Mandalorian was very popular, and they were even in talks to create a spin-off of her character with her own show. So I was like, but again, these are like, you can say, you're welcome to say whatever you want.
It's what, free speech or whatever, right?
But people always seem to think like free speech means I can say what I want with no consequences. No, that's not what that means.
Right. We have societal norms that we have to uphold.
Can't go against you, but the rest of the world can go against you.
I can say, I no longer, because of what you believe and what you said, I can't have you around.
I mean, I refuse to listen to Kid Rock music anymore.
I know.
Of course you do.
So sad.
I know he's upset about that.
No, that's not Kid Rock.
Bat Wittaba?
Bat Wittaba. Yeah, that's Kid Rock. Yeah, that was his first single.
That's a deep cut in this one.
I know. That was like the second or third episode.
Oh yeah, I loved it. I love that song, Bat Wittaba. What? You mean ba with the ba? Bat Wittaba. You would not get fired for posting that.
No.
About Bat Wittaba. But Elizabeth.
We have not been fired for anything we've ever posted.
I haven't either.
I came close.
Oh, it was my own fault. That was my own fault.
Who did get fired was Elizabeth Loughton, and she posted apparently what was like like a White House thing when the Obamas were in the administration, and it was for Sasha and Malia. I think that's Malia. And it said, "Act like being in the White House matters to you. Dress like you deserve respect, not a spot at a bar." And then I guess she might have been friends with her boss or something on whatever social media, and her boss basically said, "You need to resign." And so she did resign, and then she had like a public apology after. And I'm like, girl, first, so don't be friends with your coworkers or bosses. And if you are, be careful. Be careful.
So I have a story about people who actually got arrested for things that they posted on social media. Like recently, I think the earlier this month, a total of 14 people were arrested in Hawaii trying to either they did or they were trying to climb the haiku stairs, which are also known as the stairways to heaven.
It's really poetic.
I know it is, right?
Because it's a haiku.
So it's very short.
It's 4,000 metal steps built by the U.S. Navy during World War II. The only way to access them right now is by a dangerous and unsanctioned hike. And so people were posting on a hiking app called All Trails, or they're posting on Instagram that they were doing it or they were going to do it. And so, they've already started breaking down these steps to make way for a park or something like that. So it's, it is very dangerous, and it's like, if you get hurt out there or something like that, they have to like send a chopper in for you kind of thing. Like, it is not easy.
Jeez. Bring the choppers.
Oh my God. Are you the governor?
But it was like closed to the public in 1987. So these people are willfully going out of their way to do something that they're not supposed to.
It also seems very unsafe.
Well, it is very unsafe, and it's all because like people say the view from up there is amazing. That's why they call it the Stairway to Heaven. But also it's just like, is that really worth it?
No, just Google Maps that shit, girl.
Now you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Okay, if it wasn't illegal, I would love to do it.
I know, right?
Of course you would want to hike up 4,000 stairs.
Yes, 100%.
No.
100%.
I love how there's on this one called on the TripAdvisor, there's a Stairway to Heaven trail. All you need to know before you go, it should just read, don't go. You're not allowed.
Oh my God. Lord.
That's really cool.
I mean, it's pretty. So I have, this was actually like a story in 2015. So I feel like people have been getting caught on social media ever since kind of social media came about. And it's basically about a dishonest cyclist who had been, I guess, hit by a car or something and suffered injuries. I'm using air quotes. And the incident basically paid him out. What's the pound sign? Is that the little L?
Yeah.
£60,000 for pain and suffering. And basically he got his money, right? However, this is where the social media aspect comes in, and it's a workout app. It's called Strava, and it's basically where you can record like runs and everything. And so 4 weeks after his examination, like his med exam, he recorded a 10-mile run and then a 100-kilometer bike ride. And what ended up happening is people are like, wait a minute, how are you doing that? Because you like shouldn't be able to do those sorts of things. So then they like showed it to the judge, and then the judge was like, you are a liar, and now you have to pay actually your insurance company £40,000.
Well, so that's, like it used to be that people would hire for workers' comp claims, they would hire private investigators to follow those individuals to make sure they were really hurt.
Like a spy?
Yeah, like somebody to kind of follow and film you, because if you were claiming like a soft tissue neck injury, but then you were out there playing racquetball, they'd want to get that. So any public thing you did became, evidence against you.
Is this a
injury.
real job? Can
yes.
I? I think this is my dream job.
Joe
busting
Grinelli.
workers' comp
Right
violators. Oh my god! Think of just like me, like staking out someone's house with my binoculars. I'm just like, hey, they are walking.
You're like eating tater tots in the car while you're watching.
Oh my god! From the bowling alley.
He's a workers' comp dick.
I'm down
but
for
down
it.
here it makes that easy because you get to see what people are doing. Like people post on social media, or their friends do, which is even worse. But they're dancing in a bar, and how do you prove that you had, lower back injury when you're dancing in a bar the next day?
I mean, liquid courage, right?
Yeah, right.
It makes the pain go away, girl.
So the thing that gets me right now is, I don't know if you've heard about this, about a sheriff in, I think it's Florida, probably. But he posted a picture of an 11-year-old that they picked up who made threats against their school, saying that they were going to shoot it up or they were going to hurt students and stuff. And you're seeing like this uprise in these kind of posts or videos or things where kids are putting on their Snapchats or TikToks, their Periscopes, their I don't know, all these different they're streaming. But it's like you're seeing this rise in kids like thinking it's okay to say they're gonna shoot up their middle school or their high school, or they're gonna take a knife to school and stab people. And it's just like, so this guy posted the picture of this 11-year-old, and he's like, this is what I'm gonna start doing every time I have to arrest a kid for something like this. It's like, I'm going to post a picture because the parents aren't doing their jobs, and so this is what we're going to do.
Well, look at what just happened in Georgia with the parent getting manslaughter charges that could be spending, tens of years in jail. Like 10
is that the shooting that just happened? Where the dad was because he gave the kid the gun.
He gave the kid the gun, and there was a FBI investigation a year before because of his social media posts about wanting to shoot up middle school.
Girl, I cannot.
It's crazy.
That's what I would get my son if I had that.
If the FBI visited me,
let's get them an AR rifle.
Instead of therapy, I'm going to get you an AR-15.
You know what? They need to go see Lady Gaga's therapist because she had an aha moment, and
breakthroughs are possible.
There you go.
So
my dad only ever bought me like a Nintendo game, and that was expensive at $80 a game.
Holy yeah! Back in the day,
he loved you.
Back in the day.
$80.
It's like 15 years ago.
but a gallon of milk was only $2.
Longer than that, actually.
In my day, Nintendo games were a penny.
But we also know someone in our
name redacted.
Yes,
we will not speak of the name.
Who
name
was
redacted.
arrested with their husband at the time, visiting Thailand.
Was it Thailand? Yeah,
and they used to have this Instagram page called Traveling Butts, and they were caught taking a picture in front of
was it a temple?
Something Wat.
It was like a sacred thing.
It's a sacred
right?
temple, yes. And now here's the thing: in Thailand, for a lot of this stuff, it's not technically what the charge is that's going to be the worst part for you. It's the community outcry for what you did that's going to dictate how severe your punishment is.
Cool. Well, because this was a while ago, and I think they were stuck.
I think it was like 2018.
2017.
And they were stuck for 6 months, I think, in country.
Wow.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So it's like,
but again, social media.
Because you posted this,
Girl.
and it's like I get that was your thing. Like that was your like, oh, we're traveling butts and we show our butts in different places. But like high holy places is not somewhere you can do that at.
No,
read the room.
But it's very much like you are in a foreign country. And you have to abide by their rules.
Well, you're just posting evidence too that they're going to use against you.
And they were like, you have to basically get like
prison,
like a U.S. Like not a delegate, but like what is it called? Ambassadors, right? Like they had to like, hey, we're really sorry that our country people were like stupid to you. Like
this became an international incident, right? And it embarrasses the U.S.
Yep.
But like it all came from them having evidence online.
It's crazy.
And it's like, for me, I was just like, and I remember when this person came back, they were like very like embarrassed by the whole thing.
They were not demure.
And they were no longer married either. And that's not funny. Like that's not, Paul, that's not okay.
Well, I'm pretty sure that it was tumultuous. Like it put a strain on any relationship being in a foreign country under, like they're in prison, right?
Well, yes, they're in prison. And not only that, but like you have to show remorse. Like they will be a little bit more lenient on their punishment if you show remorse correctly.
Oh my God.
And I don't know if they did or not.
So what's really kind of cool now is that person is still doing travel kind of posts and things, but it's much more just showing different countries and experiences. It's,
mindful.
Very demure.
It reminds
much more demure.
It reminds me of that movie with Claire Danes that was like Broke Down Palace. Remember that? And like it was her and her friend that like they were in another country and like something happened that they got arrested. Anyway, like that's also
I've never seen
very old. It was in the Philippines too.
That was before the internet.
It was before the internet.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
So when I saw that these name redacted folks were getting arrested, I was like, it's Broke Down Palace all over again. Who's Claire Danes?
Yeah,
are they going to get out of there?
Well, and it was just crazy too because I remember I had just moved to San Diego, and my friend from the Bay Area was like, "Do you know these guys?" And I was like, "I actually do."
Because they even told
well, and they were members of the chorus we were singing with, and they didn't show up for the concert. One of them didn't show up for the concert, and it was obvious that they didn't show up.
Yeah,
and like, oh, this is awkward.
Where'd they go? Oh,
arrested. name redacted. Can you imagine being arrested in another country? By the way, can you like?
Oh,
yeah, I almost got arrested in Paris for knocking out that fucking tourist in front of the Mona Lisa.
No, you didn't.
It was this close.
In your mind, you did.
Yeah. Don't gaslight me.
In a Parisian prison, there were baguettes
and croissants.
Just living his Les Mis life in Paris.
He's got his like sparkling water.
No, that is fucking prison. Oh my God, I can't do a carbonated beverage unless it's Diet Coke from McDonald's or Mountain Dew from Taco Bell. If they forced me like Pellegrino, that is torture. That would be prison for me.
That's what waterboarding is.
Oh my God. Or oh God, a fucking what was it? Ambrosia. Ooh. No man.
That's gonna be my torture for you one day. Is just like carbonated beverages and ambrosia salad.
Or we're gonna do a spit and swallow carbonated beverage edition.
I could do carbonated. It's just the water because all it tastes like is Alka-Seltzer.
No, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do sparkling water.
Coming up.
All of the different sparkling water
around the world.
And it's like, hey, what percentage of a flavor can you taste? From 1 to 10. Oh, this is a 0 because they all have no fucking flavor.
This is Iceland de Hurgefurgen water.
Yeah, and it has a brief, like effervescent hint of a far off grape flavor.
And then we're gonna do a spit and swallow of like ambrosia salad from like
no, girl, you want to kill me? Give me carbonated Jell-O.
Okay, I was going to say, you could bring Jellos for
Carbonated Jello sounds amazing.
With like little bubbles in it and everything. Oh my god, that'd be
texturally,
awesome.
that's off.
Now that this conversation has got off the rail, please be careful with what you post on social media because it can be used against you in a court of law.
Oh yeah, you will. Come on, Miranda rights.
Come on, cops.
And the court of public opinion.
Bad boys, bad boys.
Or in the court of public opinion. You're correct. Yeah.
What's the court of public opinion?
It's just like what people think about you.
Oh, like society?
Just general. You know,
I was like, do I not know this court?
Even if you don't get fired or you don't get arrested, your future could be significant.
Joe's like, does my law degree work in this court?
Well, when I'm investigating people's workers' comp issues, I need to know if this is the public court of opinion.
Judge Joe.
There was Judge Joe Brown. I could be Judge Joe G.
He's responsible for the court of public opinion.
I love this journey for me.
On that note, everybody have a great week.
I am Jeff.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to These Unprecedented Gays. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and join us next time as we continue exploring the ever-changing landscape of queer life. Until then, stay proud, stay fierce, and stay unprecedented.